The Nuggets and the Clippers are putting on an instant classic, and today we are going to talk about what each team can do to move the needle and secure Game 3. So let's get right into things, and obviously the biggest thing is Kawhi going to maintain this level of dominance? Now, is it going to be on 70% from the field? No. But Jamal, the Nuggets are going to have to move heaven and earth to stop this Jamal Murray switch matchup. It's not working, right? So, you see here, they get the Norman Powell screen. For some reason, the Nuggets are continuing to live with the idea of, yeah, Jamal, just go take care of Kawhi, right? And at that point, too, then Jokic is coming over to try and help. And again, it's just not going to work out very well for you, right? Again, Harden can get it up to Kawhi. Jamal is too far back. At that point, it's just an instant pull, right? When you've got this mismatch happening, Kawhi is going to hunt it. Again, I know Kawhi is not, a facilitator, passer kind of deal, right? Like, that's not really his game. But it doesn't mean his basketball IQ is low. He knows for a damned fact, I get Jamal Murray on me, I am going to cook. He keeps him on him, right? Because you see here for a second, Norman Powell's like, hey, bro, like, what do you want going on here? He's like, nah, I'm good. Right? Aaron Gordon tries to come over, kinda, doesn't really fully commit to it. And Jamal's just on him. And then Jamal's, by the way, looking for a foul. I don't know why. Keeps him on him, dribbles him down, realizes Gordon's trying to come over. Gordon doesn't really get a hand up in time. At this point, you got 6 seconds left. Just commit. Either come over the double or step over, right? And then Jamal's trying not to foul him. But again, at that point, Kawhi is now just going off. And I have no reason to believe that all of a sudden is going to slow down in the next game. Because, again, it's like I talked about in my first round prediction. They do not have an effective matchup for Kawhi Leonard. They just don't. You try and throw Aaron Gordon on him, they're going to run some guard action or guard screen. And clearly the Nuggets are just going to keep on to the switch. And if they don't, I do think Kawhi can get past Aaron Gordon, get downhill. And then you got Jokic down there, and you're going to get what you want at the rim. Right? So again, breaks him down, continues to drive. Jokic is the one on him. It doesn't matter. Right? I think, again, for the Clippers, it's the same thing I said when I did my game 1 recap. It's the same thing. Let Kawhi do what he needs to do, and you will most likely win this series. It has become evidently clear they have no real answer for him. They come up with the double, the hard hedge. He's found a way to break it, right? Like, Ty Lue's done a good job of making sure James Harden or Norman Powell or there's some other guard there that immediately Kawhi can go, I know that he's over here. I can get it off to him, and we move. I think Kawhi is really the difference maker. Like, this is, if they win game 3, it could get really deadly for this Nuggets team. And then the other thing we're going to talk about is what the Clippers can do in terms of defense against someone like Nikola Jokic. So, with the Denver Nuggets specifically, if you're, their new head coach, there's one thing I'm going to the locker room and I'm saying after this. I'm saying, Jamal, thank you for showing up tonight. You were 9 for 17 or 16 or something. Excellent. Just what we needed. I'm looking up to Jokic and I'm saying, I believe you only had like 16 or 15 shot attempts. Jokic, you are the best player in the league, best player in the world. You need to be more offensively aggressive. 15 to 16 shots is not going to cut it. And I get it. But Emster, they only lost by 3. Sure. That's well and good. And I know the box score looks nice, right? Like, Emster, he averaged a triple-double. He got a triple-double. But when you watched the game, it was very evidently clear he was just too passive at times. He really is. And that's also been, like, I would say, like, his second biggest problem at times. Obviously, the defense being the biggest. Is he'll just have these moments where he randomly just kind of goes, yeah, I'm cool. I could put up like 14, 15, and we could be okay. No. You want to win this series? You want to move on to the next round? You want to get to another championship? You got to put your head down, and you got to be aggressive. right? And we're going to cover here too. I think some of these turnovers that Jokic had, I'm not sure are really going to happen again. Some of them I have actually noticed throughout the season starting to happen in terms of how opposing defenses have started to scheme for Jokic, but we'll get into that in a second, right? So Jokic gets the ball, right? Shoves Harden. Powell does a good job getting in front, right? Like, okay, I'm not really going to blame Jokic. Like, that's just a good defensive play by Powell, right? And even then, you know, Jamal was close enough to break out. Jokic tries to go down. I'm not really sure a play like this happens again. It's a good job of trying to cut off this connection, which you could argue, right? If you're the Clippers, you're loving this. Like, because obviously Jokic is at his deadliest and most effective when he gets down to that post, into that block, and he's, you know, he's going boom, boom, going down, pause, and is getting ready, you know, ooh, float right over your head. I'm 7 foot. You're not. Oh, I'm right next to the rim. I'm 7'1", 7'2". You're not. Boop. So maybe this is the Clippers game plan, right? Like whenever he does try and get settled down into the, you know, the post or the paint, they just, you know, slow it down. But I'm not sure how effective that's always going to be because I feel like, again, similar to when Kawhi was having that double team, you could probably just scheme around the idea of like Russ, Jamal, Christian Brown, even an MP, like any of those three guys can be like, oh, I'm right here. Like, you know, I'm your escape. Like, don't worry about it. We're right here. And then, you know, again, they do a good job here, right? They get the switch onto Kawhi. And this one is just like, again, this is just a great play by Kawhi. But again, I haven't noticed this. There's a game against, I believe it was the Bucks or the Pistons. And they did something similar where the opposing player will act as if they don't, like, they're like, oh, I'm just ball watching on Jokic, right? But they know that corner man is where Jokic would like to go. So they'll feign and then go in and actually, you know, steal the ball here, right? Because again, Kawhi is looking like, okay, I'm ball watching. I'm ball watching. And again, the way Jokic passes it, right? Kawhi does a great job of being able to just play cornerback and go, no, that's not happening. Right? And then you have moments like this too. Like, I mean, this is a clear offensive foul, by the way. But again, like, I don't think Jokic is going to have offensive fouls like this that often, if at all. So again, if you are the Nuggets, do what they did with Kawhi. Be willing to help out Jokic, because clearly whenever he starts getting downhill, he starts getting into that post game, he starts getting comfortable. You need to help get him out of there. Just because it has clearly had some effect. It has helped wear him down. And if you need him to put in effort on the defensive end, and then you need him on offense to still do what he does, you need to try and just help him out a little bit. Because again, I think this Nuggets team, I said it before in my last video, this is what they are good. These games are the best ways that they could have it happen. In terms of just like, they're still close despite the fact that Kawhi went 70 from the field. The fact that Jokic had like a cool game, but nothing crazy. Jamal was spazzing. Aaron Gordon went back to kind of normal. MPJ had a good night. Russ was 50% from three. Like, the Nuggets have had their ideal games. And then we're going to get into the thing that I think could break the Denver Nuggets here. And I think the thing that could break the Denver Nuggets is a mindset / you know, old thought in the school of basketball. Role players play better at home. And you might say, Emster, what does that really have to do with anything? Well, here's my thing. Bogdanovic, Norman Powell are two players who I think are more so in Powell's case than Bogdanovic, significantly better than what they have shown in this series. I'm pretty sure Bogdanovic hasn't even scored a point. Like, I'm pretty sure the brother is like 0-0-0 from like the field, from three, from the line, like anything. He has not scored a point. And Norman Powell's having just abnormally bad games. And what could get deadly for the Nuggets is, okay, let's say Kawhi cools off from the 70%. Like, let's say he drops 31, I don't know, 6 and 3. on like 55, 56 from the field, 41 from 3 or 40 from 3, right? And however much from the line. And Harden's giving you like 21, 10, and 3. If Norman Powell has a game like he's had throughout this season where he's giving you like 21, just like, or a good 18, these games could get very out of hand for the Denver Nuggets because the stars of each team have shown up. But I think the dam would break for the Nuggets if Norman Powell is looking like he did towards the end of this game, right? Like, this is just a great, catch and shoot 3, and that's huge, right? Because they're down 6, and it all of a sudden, right, like he's feeling it. But I think, again, this is where things get important because they try and run these doubles, and Norman just gets downhill. Just let it be simple, right? And again, I love this play that they come up with here. They run this, I think, like 2 or 3 more times. The double comes, right? Powell comes over because they're ball watching. Like, if he can start, like, if I'm the Clippers, honestly, aside from, like, unless Kawhi in the locker room's like, give me the ball, I am ready to hoop. Unless it's something like that, I would try and start your game opening up with Norman Powell, like float game, whatever. Get him going. Because Kawhi's going to give you what Kawhi's going to give you. He's just that caliber player. And Harden, if he's got 2 teammates that are looking really hot, scoring wise, he's going to get his. And again, I think that's where this Nuggets team could get. I think there's a lot more room for the Clippers to look even better as a team than I do for the Nuggets. Because if MPJ's hurt, and Russ has looked really good this series, I'm not, no doubt. But it's also in spurts, right? If MPJ's out, they got to run a dude like Peyton Watson. You got to, Russ is going to have to stay in there longer. Like, it hurts their offense, I think, way more for Denver, right? And then you really got to hope you get the game 2 Jamal, not game 1 Jamal, right? Then you got to hope you're getting game 1 Gordon, not game 2, where he's missing dunks. Like, I think there's just a lot more room for what they could do. Again, let's just look at, again, this is the 4th quarter, mind you, right? Kawhi gets the ball. Just watch what happens. Coming downhill. Zubac comes over. They set the screen. And he can, again, just floater. Just keep running those plays. It can get ugly for the Nuggets. I actually do think the Clippers are going to win this game by game 3 by 15. I don't think it's going to look like a crazy game because it might just be one of those it's a 6-point game going into the 4th quarter and then towards the end the Clippers might pull away. I do think the Clippers are going to win game 3, but if you're the Nuggets, this is what you're going to need to stop, right? And let me know what you guys think. Do you disagree? Do you think Jokic is just going to go off for a 40-point triple-double and just will this Nuggets team? Do you think he can do that while maintaining some level of efficient or, effective defense? As always, guys, this was Mr. No Hoops. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Have a beautiful rest of your day, guys. Peace out.